Thank you very much, everyone. And I think we all agree that this proposal is a bad joke, especially the naming Next Generation EU. And I think it's very fitting that all the youngest members of this committee have spoken out so far against this proposal, because it cuts necessary support for Erasmus and for ESC, but also for Creative Europe. So I think we should go forward and propose concrete numbers to the Commission what we want to see. First of all, a tripling of Erasmus. That has been a call from us for several times, but also it has been a promise by the President of the Commission when she was elected. So we should definitely pressure her on her promises that she gave in the beginning of the term, because in the end our words are should be worth a lot. Secondly, the cultural sector, the culture and creative sector, makes out 3.8% of the GDP in Europe. So out of the 560 billion that we will spend on the member states, I think that at least 4% should go into the creative sector, just because that's what they do anyway, so they should have the support. But also, as we have heard, the culture and creative sector is the one that is hit the hardest by this crisis, because they had to close the first and they will open at last. And then the third part, the ESC, a young program that has been more important, that has been gaining in importance in the last years, should become a funding of at least 1.2 billion euros. So those numbers should be the ones that we're proposing to the Commission, but we must also make clear to the Commission President, and I've tried so on several occasions, that any of her proposals that do not include a tripling of Erasmus and a high percentage of Creative Europe and ESC will not be passed by Parliament. This is not just our opinion from this committee, but also is an opinion of a lot of members of this Parliament throughout the committees who have been running with the respect towards young people, and therefore want to see a tripling of Erasmus Plus happening.